First and foremost, all praises goes to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Kakodash, double honors to the elder apostles at Great Millstone. Hey, shalom to you. I came out there pushing this word day in and day out, man. So Eve snitches on herself. That's probably what I titled this video. And that's what they do, man. You know, it's not hard to find out what a woman really is, what she's about. Just go on her social media page or just let her talk. You don't even gotta go on her social media page. Just let her talk. You know, because a lot of you niggas out there, you like to interject a woman. Here it is, a woman's getting ready to tell you what she's about, but you cut her off and then you put in your 2 cents. Just let the bitch talk, man. You know, like that's one thing I had to learn how to do, which I always was like this, but I let a bitch talk, man. You know what I mean? I'll say a few things and then I let a bitch just rant and ramble about what she's about. Of course, it's going in one ear, out the other, but I let a bitch snitch on herself, man. All right.
A lot of people might not come clean and say this, but I'm actually a dog ass bitch. Like, I would stay far the fuck away from you because I just don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I'm just a dog ass bitch. I can't help it. I just miss my grandma for.
You like that? Fellas, it's all women. Let's not focus on just one group. Let's get to these comments. Don't let me.
It's a majority of one group. All women are wicked, but the chief cornerstone of wickedness when it comes to women, man, is the so-called BBW, man. A black woman, man. The angry black woman. All right.
Get bored. 25,000 likes. And yes, I cry when I get caught too. Never cared. 17,000 likes. No, for real, I'm low-key trifling. 11,000 likes. At times.
Hey, proof of that these women ain't right. Here there's a woman to be with her man, baby father, husband, whatever. I'm sure this happened to brothers. This happened to me all the time. She be with her significant other, right? Whatever the status is. Which really, you know, according to the scriptures, it's her husband or lover, whatever, right? She be with him, with the kids sometimes too, and then she be checking you out. She be staring at you, you know what I'm saying? Or she'll walk off and leave him by himself and then see what you doing. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're exercising or working out or doing something. You know? Showing you how bold and wicked these hoes are. Why? Because Esau, the so-called white man, the devil the Bible speaks of, allows these wenches, these bad wenches to do that, man. All right.
I don't care about anyone but me deep down. I'm a YN at heart. And I play innocent too. And I have a dad. So that can't be it. Listen, I'm traumatized, that's all. I can be tender and still cheat. I don't know, I just can't help it. And I'm evil. I lie, I cheat, I steal. It's so many of us, OMG. Maybe it's all jokes, fellas. Maybe it's all satire, you know what I'm saying?
And that's why the Lord's about to destroy this place, man. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the major reasons why the adultery is rampant, man. You know, majority of the children you see, what's the modern day children? Generation Alpha. All right, majority of Generation Alpha. And even my generation, millennials, all the way down. Even Gen X to an extent. Majority of them were conceived on adulterous beds, meaning the woman wasn't a virgin, you know, dealing with the man she dealt with that got her pregnant, which is your father, grandfather, whatever, right? Because Gen X, they're grandparents, so their parents will be what? Great grandparents and shit, man, you know? Because Gen X is like, like 45 and up? All right. So, you know, these women are wicked, man, you know? Point blank period, man. They get bored, you know? I say like after the first, it used to be after like the first year, a woman to get bored in a relationship or in a monogamous situation. Now it's probably like with social media, you got shorter attention spans in 2026. Now it's probably like 2 weeks. 2 weeks to a month, a bitch get bored, man. You know, and move on to the next route, which is good, man. Just treat them like Airbnbs, man. You know, just get in and get out. You know what I'm saying? Get in, enjoy the stay, and get out. You know, treat them like that might be my new line, man. Treat them like Airbnbs, man. Don't even treat them like rentals, man. Because rentals are a long-term lease, man. 6 months, 12 months, 5 years, 6, 7 year, 10-year lease. Nah, treat them like Airbnbs, man.
You never know. I want to love a girl, regret it so bad. I'm just saying, got to
And
be entertained
nowadays,
all.
these women, they lie about being single. That's a new thing, man. Like I know this is at the gym. She been trying to get at me for a minute. She like an older Eve, Jamaican Eve. She from the tribe of Benjamin. Nice looking Eve. Like she like 50 something. She like 50 something, but the body's probably like 30. I give her like a 35-year-old body. She got like a 35-year-old body. Maybe late 40-something-year-old face, but her age. I asked her age one time. She ain't tell me, so I'm assuming her age is like 50-something. She got a 30-year-old daughter, and I think she got a 21-year-old daughter. Right, so she gotta be at least early 50s. I want to say late 40s, early 50s. I definitely see early 50s. Nice looking Eve, like I remember like she was talking to me and shit. Like, God damn, I was looking at her like head to toe. I was like, damn, this bitch got my blood flowing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So when I was talking, so I asked her if cause she wanted me to work her out, work her daughter out. She be pulling her phone out like nigga, give me your fucking number.
A lot of people might not come clean and
And
say this, but I'm actually
Salakia. Yeah, she be pulling the phone out like, give me your number. But I know this Jake that like her, so I'm like, nah, I ain't going. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna fuck his money up. He probably think I already fucked his money up just by me being there. But the Jake I know, he an older Jake. He be joking around. He don't really be making moves, trying to pop him from what I know. But end of the story, he's like, yeah, go ahead, you want it, she wants you, go ahead, do your thing. I'm like, nah, I ain't doing it since you already knew her, you already had a feeling towards her. I ain't gonna do shit with her. So I think one time I was talking to her, I asked her if she was single, and she's giving me like this long drawn out story. Yeah, I'm about my children. Because that's one thing about Caribbean parents, because she's from the so-called Caribbean, right? One thing about Benji and Levi, mainly, their mamas be treating their kids be grown like 20, 30 something years old, and they still treat them like children, man. You know, understand, they got that deep love for them, but they grown, man. They fucking grown. So, but long story short, I asked her if she was single. She didn't really give me a straight answer. I had to ask her, so that means you single. She said, yes, I am single. But that's it. These women lie about being single. That's my point. I'm like, damn, she got her. She's got a nice shape, big booty. Short joint. I know niggas is shooting their shots. 2 kids out of wedlock. I know she doing something. She got something going on. Some niggas she could call when she horny.
a dog ass bitch. Like, I would stay far the fuck away from you because I just don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I'm just a dog ass bitch. I can't help it. I just miss my grandma for.
You like that? Fellas, it's all women. Let's not focus on just one group. Let's get to these comments. Don't let me get bored. 25,000 likes. And yes, I cry when I get caught too. Never.
Hey, and let me say this, man. Just treat her like an Airbnb until she shows otherwise. Because, you know, certain women do stick around for the long run, you know? Like, you might be dealing with her. Like my current situation, when I met my demon, you know, I thought it was just going to be, thought she was going to be like the rest. You know, you pop them a few times and then they go about their way months later, weeks later, whatever, right? But, you know, certain women do stick around for the long run, man, for, you know. So, like I said, just treat them like an Airbnb until they show otherwise.
Yeah, 17,000 likes. No, for real, I'm low-key trifling. 11,000 likes. At times, I don't care about anyone but me deep down. I'm a YN at heart, and I play innocent too. And I have a dad.
And that's that Jezebel spirit, that servant spirit. You know, scriptures talk about the lips of a strange woman, man. Of course, I can go into philosophies, but these, you know, these women, you know, they'd use enchantments, enticing words, things of that nature to get what they want out of these niggas, man. Because a nigga is stupid, man. You know, the average nigga they dealing with is an idiot. You know, and then when real men of the Lord like us come around, right? You know, you brothers watching, you brothers doing videos, going out to, it becomes a challenge for them, man. All right, because they know, okay, yeah, it's something different about him. He's not like the normal nigga, you know, the normal Pookie and Ray Ray. All right.
So that can't be it. Listen, I'm traumatized, that's all. I can be tender and still cheat. I don't know, I just can't help it. And I'm evil. I lie, I cheat, I steal. It's so many of us, OMG. Maybe
And who do you see here, man? The fucking black woman, man. Leave her ass alone, bro. Leave her the fuck alone, man. You know? Got all different types of races of women out here that want Jake. And this is what you niggas settle for, man. Of course, we all know the black woman is easy. Yeah, she an easy pipe down. Easy bust down. But, you know, it's not sustainable long term, man.
it's all jokes, fellas.
Especially you like to use rubbers, man. And one thing about Eve, man, that's one thing I could tell you from my years dealing with Eve. Eve do not like rubbers, man. You know? A nigga woman to leave you because you want to use a rubber and you've been dealing with her for 3 months, man. The average nigga woman to leave you just for that.
Maybe it's all satire, you know what I'm saying? You never know. I wouldn't love a girl, regret it so bad. I'm just saying, gotta be entertained at all times, or else. I get it from my dad. He cheated on every woman he's been with. We just getting started, stay with me.
Which
It's
a
like,
man can have multiple women. They single, man. All right. But you know, these niggas do it in wickedness. They have multiple women and then their women that have husbands or, you know, fiance situation. They commit adultery. But she's saying she get it from her dad. Showing you these women wish they were men. Because men can have options, man. No, you women cannot have any options, man. And it's about to go back to that, man. And all you hoes on social media promoting your whoredom, your how about shimmy outside, he's not going to give you an easy way out. An easy, what they call it, unaliving. He's not going to give you easy unaliving. You're going to get raped and tortured and then put down, man. You know.
I'm addicted to it. Literally, I'm so tired of hiding it. Like, I'm sorry, once I get bored, turn into a whole different person. I miss my grandma, got it. Taught me the game, now I'm running it worse. I'm honestly traumatized. Since Mandela died, I've never been the same. I just found out last week my husband was speaking to and got fellatio from a female. I'm not taking him back. Meanwhile, I cheated on him.
With your husband, he can have fellatio. Showing you this is a nigga woman. Her name is Vanessa, not Vanessa. Vanessa. Come on, man. Mom named her Vanessa because she loved vino, right? But you know, vino, I believe that's Italian for wine. And she can't even spell fellatio right. Fellatio is F-E, you know. Fellatio or some shit like that. Yeah, so if her husband got fellatio from a male, he would have took his ass back, huh? She said, but look, she said, meanwhile, I committed adultery, which is no such thing as cheat. Committed adultery on him during the marriage and before. So showing you, hey man, really you're a wicked woman that the Lord's gonna destroy. that belongeth to a wicked husband, man. All right. So that's why when women come around, man, I really try to like keep it short, man, because I already know the bullshit they want, man. Especially here in America, man.
Him during the marriage and before. I gave my life to God, but yeah. I just shut up when my man called me that. Real. Both grandmas are alive. Yo, these comments insane, dog. I pray for y'all. And I be crying boo-hoo tears. Nah, for real. Me and my man locked in now. But at a point, I started to worry, like, am I going to get better? The answer is the right man will make you stop.
And that's a sad thing. That's a sad truth for this society. Like, you know, these women got to meet a man that, you know, it ain't worth. The adultery isn't worth. You know, losing a nigga, man. You know, because we under the curses, man, all right? Because by the time you get one of them, they done had big rods, little rods, medium rods. You know, they done had it all, man. All right. What they call it, the rod carousel. You know, they done rode that shit, man, by the time you get with them, man. So, you know, this is one question you ask your woman, and you know, you could tell what you're dealing with. Ask your current woman, has she ever cheated on any of her exes? If she says no, then hey, man, I hate to burst your bubble. You know, I'm gonna get to the scriptures too, so like this is kind of long. But if she says no, man, then you already know, man, that bitch ain't shit. I mean, a real woman will say, yeah, you know, I'm not perfect. I fucked up, man. You know. But if she says no, then you should know, man. Hey, just chalk that shit up or don't take her ass seriously, you know.
Challenge. That
And
first step.
and the sad thing is, you know, majority of these women on this comment board that's responding have children, man. You know, these are baby mamas. You know, I say like 60 to 70% of these women commenting, man, in my rough estimation. They're baby mamas and they have children and they raising their daughters to be just like them, if not worse. All right. But one thing about, you know, the younger generation, they seem a little bit, even though you got demons amongst them, you got more humble ones too, man, you know. So this is the generation, you know, the majority of the elect woman is going to come out of is the younger generation, but the younger Gen Zs, not the older ones, the younger Gen Zs born in the 2000s and some of the Gen Alphas, man. You know what I'm saying? They may be teens and some shit. Cause these are like old hoes, man. Like bitches like 28, 30. You know, commenting, man. You see this nigga face? Like, I don't know why he making that face like he's surprised, but you know, apostles and elders of Great Millstone been warned Akim about these women, man. I remember the older videos, probably like 10 years ago, but apostles and elders, they used to say, yeah, treat her like a prostitute, man. You know, apostles calmed down a lot, but you know, when they were younger, man, it was hilarious.
Acceptance, man. STG. Wow. And get mad if I find out he moving worse than me. Me. And I don't know where it came from.
Moving worse than her, you know, because these women move like men, man. You know, that's why I'm just gonna add that in the title too. These women move like men, treat her like a Airbnb.
I live in a 2-parent household in the suburbs, but I'm an awful human being the way I be moving. This is exactly why all my exes got me blocked. I get bored. I blame it on my dad. I was a dog before my great grandma and grandma just died within 3 months of each other. I'm a horror story now.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and that's a decent looking Eve right there on the top left. I don't know if that's a wig. It's more like a wig or weave on her head, but you know, she like a little red bone. You know, decent looking Eve, a poppable Eve, man. You know, and look how, and she said she was a dog before, man. This is why another reason, you don't bring your woman around the Akim. You don't bring your woman around. I mean, certain brothers still do it, but I wouldn't do it. I don't do that shit, that community shit. Oh yeah, yeah, get your wife. I'm gonna get my wife to go on. start cooking and fellowshipping. Nah, ain't none of that. I hear certain brothers in certain camps that, that do that shit, but not here. You know.
We almost done, fellas. Only when I like you, though. I don't know. And the worst part is I gaslight so bad and get upset when they don't think I'm innocent. Shaking my head. I cry for the dudes I don't even like and then ghost when they get clingy.
And that's what really a lot of niggas, fuck up at. They get too clingy. They'll pop a bitch and then text her in the morning. Text her good morning and shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, silence is a weapon, and for your advantage, man. The tool that you can utilize is silence, man. That's one of the best tools. It's one of the best tools you can use is silence, man. Cause like really, I need to get back to just being mute, man. Just go back to one word responses and shit like that, man. Like just brush people off. I just need to go back to that shit, man. Cause it's power in silence, man. Okay. Like me, when I go to the gym, I wear a mask because I'm silent, man. I'm just that locked in, man. I wear like a training mask, not like one of these bullshit hospital man. I wear a training mask. Esau knows because I'm silent. It's power in silence, man. And especially dealing with a woman, there's power in silence, man. Because it's a pullback. Women love the pullback, man. The constraint.
Know my girl like this. Me too. Girl, I'm changing. And I have a dad. I miss my grandma. It's so me. Heavy on I miss my grandma for real. Almost done. You're not wrong, Queen.
Yeah, because their grandma be teaching them that wicked shit. Because their grandmas was doing that shit back in the 60s, 70s. Everything these I mean, they was doing it in the 60s, 70s version. Like, okay, like she's committing adultery at the job or at college, at school, at church. Now they doing it like mainly online. But this is the shit all their grandmas taught them. And their grandmas was, born anywhere. I mean, or not born, but they were young anywhere between 60s. The modern day woman, let's say the modern day average woman is like 20, 28, right? So if she's 28, she's born in late 90s. So that means her grandma was more than likely born in I ain't gonna say born, but she was young in between the 60s and the 90s. So their grandmas was teaching them these modern day hoes the shit they was doing between the 60s and 90s, man. Yeah. And we know how wicked the 90s was, man, when it came to child support and all that shit. Just commit adult. These grandmas are telling these hoes to lock it for stuttering to commit adultery on their baby father, and so you could put them on child support and get paid. Get housing assistance and so forth, Section 8, whatever. Because yeah, that is a common thing, grandma. That's why grandma on a deathbed or in the spirit realm with diabetes and gout and high blood pressure. That's why their grandmas died young, man. Died in their 60s. That's the young age for a grandma to die. Even in the 70s, that's a young age for a grandma to die.
Oh, mama, grandma. I'm just a lover girl. And everybody needs love too. Last one. I just love the game. I'm a player. I can't help it.
And that looked like what, an Israelite foreigner woman, all right, or a very northern tribe, a very lighter skinned nigga woman. She just loved the game, man. Yeah, they love it because it's easy, man. It's easy. They ain't got to put in no work. They ain't really, a woman don't even got to leave the house. And it'd be hundreds of simps on her DM if she looks like her, But it is what it is. That's why, hey, if you getting serious, you want to tie a bitch down, so called, right? lock a bitch down. Just make sure she ain't on social media.
I'm trying to tell people, I really do miss her. I hope you enjoyed these comments as much as I did. Y'all know what it is.
And don't go through your woman's phone. You're gonna see something you ain't gonna like, man, alright? Cause ain't none of these women right. They don't belong to us anyway. They just placeholders. That's how I look at it. Placeholders. You know?
It's out here, man. Like, follow, comment, share.
Alright, so yeah, this video's a wrap. That was a long video, but it was edifying though. It shows you, especially for you younger brothers out there, it shows you, you know, the heart of Eve. The heart of Eve is evil, man, alright. This is Sirach or Ecclesiastes 25:19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. So, yeah, man, through her we all die, man. A woman's always looking for a way to manipulate, come up, control. You know, make your life a living hell. Especially if you live with her, man. Because if you live with her, you gotta like deal with her mouth to an extent, man. That's why it's good to not be on the wrong roof with a bitch. A bitch just start getting in her moods, and you could just leave at any time. You know, let the portion of a sinner fall upon him. What's that portion? Death, man. Death, destruction, man. Because these women are, you know, like what Black Ram says, or somebody said it, chaos goblins. They love chaos. I know Pastor Hall used it before, but I heard it somewhere else as well too. These women nothing but chaos goblins. They love chaos. If they don't have chaos, they get bored. If you're the perfect boyfriend or husband, lover, they get bored. If you're too predictable, they get bored. If you see them too much, they get bored. You know, there's a woman, one with Eve at the gym and shit. She always be like, yeah, I've been looking for you. I've been looking for you. Where you at? You know what I'm saying? She always be telling me that. So next time I see her, I'm gonna say, yeah, okay, yeah. So I'm glad you have, because I don't want you to get bored. You know, I'm gonna hit her with that line, because these women, you know, they all run the same game. It don't matter if they 13, you know, you're a young boy, a YN, you're in high school, middle school. It don't matter if she's 13, it don't matter if she's 23, 43, 33, 53. They all run the same fucking game, man. They all run the same playbook, man. Yeah. So as soon as you uplift her, you know, as soon as you make her feel special, she looking for a nigga to treat her like shit, man. Because he knows she ain't shit anyway. As a climbing way up a sandy ways to the feet of the age, yeah, it's difficult, right? So it's a white full of words to acquire, man. Yeah, these bitches rambling and talking shit, yelling, screaming, just going crazy. You know, especially me, I'm a quiet brother. You know, like I had to like literally come out of this quiet. I hate to use that word literally because that's what Eve used all the time. But I had to come out of this quiet shell, you know, to speak this truth, man. You know, because you know, if I had it my way, I'd be on a deserted island, you know, full of fruits and, you know, lawful meats, and I'll be to myself, man. I wouldn't even have no woman. If I ain't have a sex drive, I wouldn't even deal with no woman, man. But a woman knows a man, you know, requires. I hate to use that word need because you know you get needy. A man requires sex, man. All right. Especially you produce a lot of testosterone, you working out. Man does require sex, man. Oh, this is a good. I see. I thought I was only gonna get one verse, but now I'm gonna keep going. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure, man. All right. This is why you have, like, you know, of course the society's fucked up, but this is why you have multiple women, man. one woman, she go off the rails. Guess what? You got another woman. You ain't tripping. You like, fuck that bitch. I already got this other woman lined up. But you see, this is the fucked up part about it, because 80% of these women are dealing with 20% of niggas. They all chasing the same niggas. The nigga, what the so-called pretty boy nigga, the nigga with the bag, the D boy, the tough guy knocking everybody out, the nigga that's scamming, the nigga that's 6'8", 6'9", the nigga that got pretty eyes, the nigga that got a motorcycle, the nigga that's the head of the fraternity, the nigga that's the head of the gang, the nigga that's head of the football team, but you know what I'm saying, so forth. Captain of this, captain of that. The workout warrior. It's a dirty game, man. All right. Which brothers would, hey man, if I wanted to, I could be in that 20% because I handle business, you know, and especially in the gym, I handle business, you know. Hey, the Lord put me in a position where it's few Jakes that's physically stronger than me, you know. Esau knows, you know. But, I don't even abuse my power with these hoes, man, out here, man. They ain't virgins anyway, so yeah, of course, there's a lot of them I meet or I come across. I be at the gym like, damn. I had my way with her, but you just play it cool, man. I just play it cool. I ain't impressed, man. That bitch know I ain't impressed, man, cause woman I'm dealing with, she know I ain't impressed, man. I don't call her. She called me more than I call her, man. That's another thing, you Jakes out there, you call your woman more than she called you. Or you text her more than she texts you, man. That's all, man. A woman's supposed to desire you. You ain't really supposed to be desiring her. You know what I'm saying? So, let's see what the next verse is, man. So I know this whole chapter is good when it comes to these. And a woman, if she maintained her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach, man. Yeah, if she, dealing with a man for a minute, it's when that adultery plays in, man. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh a heavy countenance, and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands. And these women don't comfort their husbands, these modern day women. A man lose her job, she putting more hell on that man. Man, the husband lose his business, she putting more hell on that man. So these ain't women, they just females or fee-fails, whatever. They're not women, they just got womanly body parts, Yeah, this whole chapter is good, man. Of the woman became the beginning of sin, and through her we all died. We all had to taste death because of these wicked women, man. Even your mama gave your dad hell, man. Give the water no passage. That's why a lot of brothers, your mom's still alive, but your dad in the spirit realm. Why? Even though your dad's older, he's more likely older than your mom. But why? Because your dad, your woman gave. I mean, not your woman. Your mama gave your dad hell, man. Hey, even certain brothers, women give their dad, which is the father-in-law, hell, man. All right, because certain brothers still, they do the family thing to an extent, and hey, a woman might give your fucking dad, which is not the stepdad, what they call that, the father-in-law, the dad-in-law. That's what they call that shit. They give the dad-in-law hell, and then you got stepfathers catching hell. It is not even your own daughter, your own physical, fleshly daughter, but your stepdaughter, your step grandson, your step grand. You know what I mean? They're giving motherfuckers hell, man. And it says another wicked woman, liberty the cat of pride. So these women, they ain't supposed to have free reign. Because even social media, that's them gathering abroad. Because you can meet thousands of people a day, or be in contact with thousands of people a day on social media. Thousands of different spirits, man. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. So, hey man, these women, they are off the rails, man. So cut her ass off if she ain't with the program. She ain't cooking for you, cleaning for you, whatever. Doing basic shit, man. You know, because that's all a bitch is good for anyway in this society. Cook, clean, and give you box, man. Some used up dirty box. Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, for the numbers of his days shall double, man. So hey man, this is the balance, man. You know, because right now we dealing with evil one, but real soon the Lord's gonna give us virtuous woman. You know, like I say this all the time, man. The migrants. I believe the majority of the women that's gonna make it out of America gonna be migrants, man. Because it makes sense. Because we're gonna be getting them women. You know, when we touch down in South America or wherever, certain parts of Africa, we're going to be getting the real woman anyway over there, right? When the Lord delivers from America, so it makes sense. But then you got a lot of them that just came here within the past couple of years, right? You know, this Northern tribe woman from South, she got a nice body on her, you know. She be at one of my gyms and shit. She says she only been here a year and a half and shit, man. You know, like I know if I wanted to, I could jump on her. She don't speak no English, limited English. Like she just know, like she can't, to the point she can't even say a full sentence. She just know certain words. You know, but someone like her, if she, you know, the Lord sees it fit, can make it out of here. By what? Giving her the man of the Lord, man. Right. You know, we literally meal tickets, man. That's why one of my favorite movies as a child was it was called Last Action Hero with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he was on the chase for what? That golden ticket. That golden ticket really represents the elect, man. Because we're that golden ticket, man. A virtuous woman rejoices her husband. Yeah, she praises her husband. He rejoiceth. You know, let's look at what rejoiceth meaning, man. Because you're not getting that really in the society, man. Great joy, delight, and gladness. So that means every time you're around, you cheer her spirit up. You know, just your presence alone, you ain't really gotta say nothing. There's certain women, you know, I'll come around a woman, get cheerful, you know. Even my demons, sometimes she'll get cheerful. But then, you know, them demons will jump on her. And he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. Yeah, and I believe there was a scripture that said something about, the numbers of his days shall double, man. Yeah, you live a full life if you have a decent wife, man, you know. So, yeah, that was it. That was it of that, man. So, hey, man, I think I done hit some points. I had some other scriptures. Yeah, that's a good one. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure. Especially in this social media age. You know, such is the way of an adulterous woman. Because a woman want to be in the center of light. You know, they want to be praised in this society. Like, and then they get jealous of other women that get praised. Just in the way of an adulterous woman, she eateth and wipeth her mouth. Say if I had done no wickedness, man. And that's all them women you seen in this comic board, and that's the spirit they in. So here's the last precept, Ecclesiastes 7:26, and I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, traps, and her hands is bands. Whoso pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her. So you please the Lord, guess what, man? You escape, man. You escape from this bullshit, right? Especially these wicked woman, child support system, fatherhood with this evil bitch. Here this she on Instagram, got her whole ass out for the whole world to see. Her whole ass, her whole what they call that shit, camel toe. She got her whole camel toe out. Her titties out. Feet out. For the whole world to see. But the sinner shall be taken by. Yeah, the sinner, man, taken by her. Right? Child support, spousal support. It is nigga gotta pay child support for a child that ain't even his. He was just in her life. Right? He just met the minimum threshold. Be considered as a what they call that shit, a guardian or whatever. Because he lived with her for a few months. He paying child support for a child that's not his, man. Which I don't see Jake complaining about child support as much no more. They were complaining more, let's say like 10 years ago. Because now, you can kind of offset child support by picking up, a part-time job or app job, gig job. You pick up a little gig job. Let's say your child support is $300 a month. All right, I'm just throwing around a random number. Let's say it's $300-400 a month. Let's say 400. We're in 2026, so let's say 400. So, a nigga could work a gig job for like 3-4 hours a day per week. I mean, not even 3 to 4 hours per week. You work that gig job 4 hours a week, 16 hours a month. He makes that 400, and he pays off the child support for that month. So, niggas aren't complaining as much because they're able to, scrape that shit up, man. And then still live the same lifestyle they was when they was, single or coming up, So they're not complaining as much as over child support like they once was. Okay. But, Lord willing, Trump puts an end to all that shit. Child support, Section 8, food stamp. Lord willing, I don't want about to he was close back in, what was that, January? He was close, man. Very, very close. They decided to reopen the government. But the same shit's going to happen, this fall? This late summer? There's no such thing as fall, but this late summer, when the federal government fiscal year ends, if this place is still up and running, they're going to have the same issue, man. Because this goes to show you how weak this place is. These states can't fund, food stamp, Section 8, what they call housing vouchers, WIC, women, infants, and children. They can't fund that shit without federal help, man. Show you this place is done. All right, so who's so pleased with the Most High shall escape from? There's a lot of women I escaped from. Like, majority of women I was talking to 15 years ago, they're all mothers now. But they're wicked, though. They still wicked, man. That's why the Lord ain't allowed me to, lock them down or whatever. 15, 20 years ago, they're all mothers. They all fucking wicked wives and ex-wives and so forth, man. But the sinner shall be taken by. So the sinner, these niggas out here, they got my fucking leftovers, which I wish those were somebody else's leftovers. before me, but you know, the wicked niggas got my leftovers out here, man. Now they giving their lives out. So I'm gonna end it there till next time. Shalom.